steak and Sunday until a little food. Time that echo. Nothing subtle or floofy about it. We couldn't be too against it.
All right. As always, we gotta wait for the studio to wake up. Yeah. All right. I know y'all are probably shocked to see me streaming at this hour. But anyways, you guys already know what's up. Buckeye Nation, what's poppin'? Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel at almost 1:30 in the morning. Why am I streaming so late? Mainly because I'm low-key bored and really tired. I was gonna do this tomorrow. I'm like, you know what? Do it now. Get it over with. You know, and we're going to talk a little bit about some things that have been happening over the past day or so for the Buckeyes. As obviously by the title, the transfer portal is officially open. Now, I was trying to go live around midnight, when the portal officially opened, but on my main channel, I was having some issues uploading my recap to the Browns game. Go check that out if you haven't, for anyone watching. But yeah, I'm gonna be streaming on this channel a lot during the off season for the Buckeyes. Might even do some live commitment reactions. A little something something, yeah. Might even stream the All-American game because there's some pretty good Buckeye targets making their decisions. We'll see. But yeah, the transfer portal is officially open. I sound like Roger Goodell. The transfer portal is officially open. And for anyone who's on social media, right, and you follow like On3 and those other recruiting sites, there's a name that you have become absolutely beyond familiar with. And he covers essentially any big move that's made, whether it's a commitment, a transfer, a hiring, a firing. His name is Hayes Fawcett. And I'll tell you what, this dude is really good at one thing, really, and that is creating edits. You go on his Twitter page, and this dude has made some of the most fire edits for player commitments. And I swear, dude, this guy has probably got a freaking file. Probably, oh God, probably several gigabytes, maybe even more, terabytes of even, just loaded. He's probably got a whole ass folder on his computer loaded with edits. His bookmarks, well, not his bookmarks, but his tweets, like when you write a tweet but you don't put it out yet. He's probably got like a schedule of tweets like that long of commitments and stuff. Because what happens is these players DM him, be like, "Hey, yo, Hayes, I'm about to make a commitment. I need you to cook up a fire edit for me." And then he'll be like, "All right, man, what school are you going to?" And then he'll tell him the school, and I'm sure Hayes will probably ask him, "Okay, what do you want in it?" Probably a stadium, right? Some trophies, which is kind of funny because in some cases, uh, these kids will go to a school that haven't really won a championship in a while, especially in the modern CFP era. And this dude Hayes will edit in a CFP championship. It's like, dude, they didn't win that. Obviously, they haven't won one of those. Like in the case of Justin Scott. Yeah, Hayes put in, there's like a Nagurski award in there too for a D lineman. Like, look at this dude taking other schools' freaking trophies and putting them in that one. Like, come on, man, what are we doing? But I get it, it's an edit, but it's really good though. But anyways, you look at his Twitter page, And he's already done quite a few Buckeyes. In fact, over the past couple days, we've seen Evan Pryor running back into the portal. That was yesterday. I'm sorry, that was earlier today, like earlier this afternoon. And then a few hours ago, Ryan Turner, a cornerback, entered the portal. And we really thought, oh, that's it, you know? Well, 2 hours ago, Jair Brown entered the portal. And then Hayes tweeted, buckle up. And we're like, oh, God, who's next? And sure enough, Ty Stokes, a safety, entered the portal today. So we actually did see a tweet. I believe that's now Omaria Bohr, Cam Martinez, Ty, Evan. Jair Brown actually just entered the portal too. It's like 7 or 8 Buckeyes that have all entered the portal. We even had a freaking kicker enter the portal. Yeah, Parker Lewis entered the portal officially today too. And there's going to be many, many more. Now you're probably thinking, okay, how does this affect Ohio State? You know, because of course we got a bowl game coming up. And by the way, I'll get to that in a second. So we look at our depth chart right now. All right, we look at the depth chart, and yeah, it's the depth has been hit a little bit on offense. Luckily, as of right now, only Evan Pryor is transferred out, but we expect there to be more. Receivers, I don't think like Tate, Bryson, or Noah Rogers or Brandon are gonna transfer out because they know they're next. They know damn well they got next. Is Marvin's probably going pro. Well, he is going pro. He'd be smart to go pro. If he doesn't, that'd be the dumbest decision he could make. Julian's a senior, so he's graduating. Emeka, he's a redshirt sophomore. He could come back. But again, I don't know. That's tough. And then Xavier Johnson's a graduate. I'm pretty sure he's done. So really, that just leaves Carnell, Bryson, and Noah Rogers. That's 3. Brennan Innes is 4. And then Jaden Ballard's 5. And then you add in the class of receivers that are coming in this upcoming class. That, of course, being Jeremiah Smith, Jeremiah McClellan, Mylan Graham, and I'm sure there could be more. I already saw something about Draylon Miller trying to get a visit coming up here soon. They're probably going to even bring in 1 or 2 in the portal because that seems like that's what they will probably try to do. Now, offensive line, I think this is going to be a spot hit. Not hard, but they're going to get hit by transfers, both in and out. I think in terms of transfer out, of course, Victor Cutler's already gone. I don't know about the backup guys. Like, yeah, Victor Cutler's gone. I could see like Toby Wilson, Jacob James, George Fitzpatrick. Those guys could be gone, in my opinion, because they just won't see the field really. Tegra, he's not going nowhere because he knows, again, Donovan Jackson's probably going pro or something, so he knows he's next. I mean, Enoch Vamahi, same thing. Fryer, I mean, we'll see what happens with him. He could easily go pro. I don't think he will. But like I said, the Buckeyes are probably going to try to add an offensive lineman or 2 in the portal. They've already come out and said it. They're going to add to the from the portal. I mean, I've already heard that they're talking to some guys, so we'll see if they can pull anything off. Tight ends, I expect Joe Royer to probably hit the portal. Gee, Scott, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Oh, wait, no, he's a senior. He can't hit the portal because he's a senior. Duh. He almost hit the portal last year. I think his father talked him out of it. That was a pretty good move by his father, though. His father saw the vision. And he actually did pretty good. He was really good this year. Joe Royer, he's probably gone. Gerd, the redshirt junior, I didn't even know he was on the team. And Jelani Thurman, he is definitely going to be next because, of course, Stover and Scott are gone. Thurman's going to jump up here and take a spot. And then you got Demarion Witten? Yeah, from Glenville. That dude is massive. Yeah. God. Holy crap. I did not realize that kid was that big. But he is. Oh my God. I saw a highlight of that kid playing in the high school state title game in Ohio. The kid is a freaking mammoth of a dude. My God. For real. For realsies. All right. Now I'm going to take a look at the recruiting class here because, everyone wants to know, we're going to take a look and see what we got coming in. All right. So, quarterback. A lot of people want Kyle to enter the portal. I don't think he will. Although Ryan Day said in his press conference after the announcement of the bowl game, he wasn't fully committed to Kyle. Devin Brown could enter the portal. Jebbia's gone. He's a redshirt senior transfer. He's gone. Lincoln, that's going to be an interesting one. Because you have Aaron Nolan coming in too. So the way this is all looking is it could be Kyle, Devin, Air, and Lincoln. Maybe they add one on the portal. We'll see. A lot of Buckeye fans want us to go portaling for a quarterback. I can think of a couple that Buckeye fans have already mentioned. But we'll see what happens there. And then running backs, we've already seen Evan Pryor leave. Chip and Trevion and Mayan, that's an interesting trio. Because they all have eligibility left. Yeah. And they could all come back. We could just run it back with the same squad next year. Not to mention, you got 3 more running backs in the freaking recruiting class coming in. Although it sounds like Miami's trying to flip one. And that's the thing about Florida kids. They are very tough to keep. That's what we found out. Very tough to keep their commitment long term. Which means if you keep their commitment, they F with you. Cornell Tate, Brennan Innes, just 2 of those guys. They F with you. They mess with you. They believe the vision. Granted, that's Brian Hartline, So Brian Hartline does his magic. Hopefully they can keep Jeremiah Smith too. Just a quick look at our recruiting class. Of course, they're number 2 in the nation, just behind Florida. Lost a little bit of ground when Justin Scott decommitted and flipped over to freaking Miami. But you look at the tight end position. I believe we only have 1. Yeah. Oh, no, we have 2. Oh, yeah. Max LeBlanc's coming in, too. Oh. Yeah. Max LeBlanc and Demarion Winton are coming in. So that's another 2. So we can essentially replace Cade and G. Scott with Jelani and then Demarion and Max. Okay. That'll work out perfectly. Look at that, huh? Love how that works out. All right. And then, the only guys I could see maybe transferring out, obviously, we already know about Amari. And Hero is probably gone. McKenzie could leave. He's a redshirt senior. So, yeah. Malone will come right in there. He'll fit in right behind Tyleek if Tyleek does stick around. Tyrone Malone, he'll probably play a little bit more next year, I could imagine. Bryce Prater. Don't even know who that is, really. And then the jack position, we already got Jack Sawyer. And then you have Caden Curry. He's a sophomore. He'll be a dog next year. And then he's a redshirt senior. Cody Simon, I believe, is a senior. Is he already a senior, or is he a senior coming into this year? I don't think it tells me what class he's in. Okay, yeah. Doesn't say exactly what class. Yeah, he might just be a senior. I don't know. But it says he's a senior. Gabe Powers, redshirt freshman. Reed Carrico, redshirt sophomore. Hicks is a redshirt freshman. Steele Chambers is gone. We already know about that. These 2 are gone. Yeah, Eichenberg and Chambers, they're probably gone. Denzel Burke, he could be going pro. Red Josh Proctor, he's a redshirt senior. He's done for. So safeties, Kai Stokes is already gone. Jair Brown transferred. Ryan Turner transferred. My God, our freaking secondary is leaving, bro. What is going on? And you start panicking, and then you look at the recruiting class that we're bringing in, and it's like, okay, well, at least we know we got depth coming in, but you don't want to start playing freshmen because they're still getting used to the college vibe, and you don't want to rely too heavily on freshmen because they're very prone to making mistakes. Like Malik Hartford made a couple this year, but he'll learn from it because he's a freshman. I'm sure he won't be doing those mistakes next year. Coming up in this class, though, we got Garrett Stover, who's a safety, apparently. Okay. We got Aaron Scott and Bryce West at corner. Miles Lockhart, another corner. And then you got Jalen McLean at safety to go along with Leroy Roker at safety as well. So, and they might add another one. They're probably going to go portaling for at least one or two corners. I can imagine that. Would not be shocked. One bit. And then cornerbacks, I've already talked about. Hunter, obviously Marco. Fielding, he'll be most likely handling kicking duty because Parker Lewis is gone. You do have Austin Snyder, a transfer, but whatever. Long snapper, John Forleman, who came in as a transfer. And then, who really cares about all that other stuff? So, talking about the priorities, the objectives heading into the portal for the Buckeyes. My first objective, the trenches. I think the Buckeyes will go heavy trenches. I bet you essentially what I'm trying to say is if the Buckeyes go out and let's say sign maybe 8 transfers, I think most of those, probably 5 of those could be, or no, that's too much. I think at least half will be offensive linemen or defensive linemen. They could do like 2 offensive linemen and 3 defensive linemen or something like that. 2 interior and an edge rusher. 1 interior, 2 edge rushers. And then the other 3 will be, in other spots too. But they're probably going to be very aggressive in the portal. If they lose 12 kids to the portal, I could see them, because some people say like it could be that much. We could be a busy team in the portal if that's the case. I mean, let's see how many people we added last year. That might help us understand what we're going to do this year. Because last year was probably the busiest we've been in the portal. I mean, we added 9 players in the portal. We added a safety, a D lineman, receiver in Lorenzo Styles. And then we had Simmons and Jihad Carter, Foreman, Igbenosin, Cutler, and Jebbia. Yep. So that's mostly was offense, but with a little bit of defense in there too. And a long snapper. We freaking got a long snapper for Pete's sake. But I expect the Buckeyes to be low-key aggressive. And the crazy thing is, Nigel Glover, he was the last one to transfer. He transferred right before the season started because that was when when Northwestern was hit with the whole, what did they call that? Ding-a-ling car wash? It's the actual thing they called it. They called it the ding-a-ling car wash. It's their form of hazing, I guess they were doing. They were doing some bad stuff in that locker room. And Fitzgerald or whatever pretty much allowed it. So, like, they canned Fitzgerald. And look at that. They went to the bowl game. They're bowl eligible. Get rid of the coach who's been there forever. And they're bowl eligible in their first year without him. That is freaking hilarious. In fact, let me take a look at their history. Northwestern Wildcats history. No way. Like, they were so, like, made, and then they canned him. And they're like, bowl game. They won one game last year. They went from winning one game last year, and it wasn't even in the United States, to bowl eligibility. And they fired their coach. People were saying, oh, that program is cooked. Well, damn. They went out there and they won enough games to get in the bowl game. Good stuff, Northwestern. Good way to rally around the squad. But yeah, do I think the Buckeyes do what they did last year? 9. I mean, in 2012, 2022, how many kids did we get in transfer portal? I don't think we got that many. 4. Yeah, because we were still trying to figure out our NIL. And speaking of which, that 2022 class, let's see who's still around from that class. Grays is gone. Okay, so let's see. Hicks is still here. He's going to be a dog next year if he sticks around, which I think he will. Sonny, obviously, he's not going nowhere. Agra, don't see that happening. I think he'll stay. Devin, we'll see. Keon's gone. Burton's gone. Omari's gone. Brown is gone. Jackson, yeah, we'll see. Powers, he should have a lot of reps next year. Ojo, he could be gone. Canoe, probably gone. Curry, I think he's sticking around. Fitzpatrick, probably gone. Hinsman's a starter, I'm pretty sure. Hayden, he's looking at being running back 1 if, Travion and Mayan and Chip Trainum are gone, which, who knows. Bennett Christian, I think he's gone. I think. Jair Brown, he's gone. Stokes is gone. Turner's gone. And Henry left. I think he legit got hurt or tired or something. I literally cannot remember what happened to Bennett Christian. Oh. I didn't even realize he was on the team. Wow. So I guess if he is on the team, that's pretty dope then. Alrighty. Wow. Didn't even know that. Okay. He's a class of 22, so he'll probably play a little bit more next year. So yeah, you add him to the squad we already got. He might actually get more playing time without Stover and G Scout there too. That's already 4 tight ends now. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. Well, that's all for transfer portal talk. That was fun. Oh, actually, no. Hold up. Yeah, we got trenches. And then linebackers. That's pretty simple there. Secondary, obviously. And an underrated one. Back. I think we're going to actually go out and get a quarterback in the portal. It's very possible. It really is. In fact, let me see the available quarterbacks in the portal. Because there's some really good ones. I'm talking, there's some guys that could come in and turn this team into a stud team. I mean, this team's already good, but with Kyle, Honda McCord, they're looking mid. Mid-cord. Yeah, I'm looking at Northwestern's history with Pat Fitzgerald there. They were honestly pretty good. They didn't really have too many bad seasons with him there. Yeah, since 2006, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bad seasons. They had 1 where they won 6 games but didn't get to a bowl game. That's tough. And then, yeah, they were actually pretty solid. In fact, they had won their last 4 bowl games under Fitzgerald. Granted, it's been like going on almost 4 years since they made a bowl game. It was a Citrus Bowl in 2020. So some people might say that doesn't even count. Uh, Still does. So yeah. Now looking at the transfer portal, let's see who some of the best guys out there are. Like in terms of quarterbacks, because some people are going to be like, hey, we should get this guy and that guy and this guy. I think they will be active in the portal. I don't think they're going to go hog wild. They're not going to be like Colorado. Let's be serious here for a second. They're not going to pull a Colorado and get like 50 people in the portal. What are you talking about? Look up Colorado last year. You will be shocked at how many guys they brought in last year. I mean, I was talking like squad swaps earlier, to some friends on social media. And bro, they literally flipped damn near their entire team. Literally, like the year before, they brought in 6 transfers, okay? Body that really, comes out and, just boom. It's like, oh my God, right? Nobody that really jumps out at you. So they fire their old coach. They go out, they bring in Prime, right? Sanders comes in, 51 transfers. This dude had damn near a whole roster's worth of players come in the portal alone to go along with the 21 actual like commitments that they had, like recruits. That guy was doing the most. I mean, he did say in his introductory little press conference and his little team meeting, if you watch the YouTube channel, of course, he's like, I got my bags and they Louis. Well, those bags won you 4 games, bro. Damn. And as far as this year, sounds like the same thing could be happening again for the Buffs. Is this going to be a thing now where they just squad swap every year? Because if that's the case, that's a crazy thing to do. But looking at the quarterbacks that are in the portal right now, let's take a look. Obviously, Cam Ward is like the number one prize, 4-star quarterback. And I believe he's a grad transfer, if I'm not mistaken. It says he's a junior. Well, no matter what, he's gonna have 1 year of eligibility, I'm pretty sure. So he wouldn't mess with the timeline at all. You bring him in, and that means definitely Kyle and probably Devin are gone. You'd bring in Cam Ward. He would hold it down for a year while Aaron Nolan and Lincoln, battle it out for the number 2. And then when Cam's gone, when he graduates, and Air or I guess in that case, St. Clair will be coming in after. So there you go. Hold it down and make things interesting. Will Howard's out there, Riley Leonard, although it sounds like he's probably going to go to Notre Dame. We have DJ Uiagalelei, Tyler Van Dyke, Will Rogers, Grayson McCall. I guess Max Prosmer is going to Minnesota, according to On3. Max Johnson's going to North Carolina. That's fantastic. And Gary Bohannon, Hank Bachmeier, Noah Kim, Spencer Petras is going to Utah State? Huh. Interesting. Forgot he was still in college. But he's a redshirt senior. Damn. I'm surprised he didn't transfer when Cade McNamara showed up. Now, as far as other positions, let's see what is available offensive tackle wise. Monroe Mills, definitely number 1. He's a 4-star. Nobody really else. Carter Smith is another option. He's actually from right in Ohio State's backyard, Olin Tangi Liberty. He could be a legit option for the Buckeyes. they're probably going to be going hard after him. They're going to hit him with the, hey, yo, Carter, you want to come play in your back, come play in, you know, Ohio State, you're close to home, right? Yeah. And he'd be much better than Simmons, for sure. That would most likely move Simmons to the right side, and then they'd move Fryer into the interior part and have him be an interior lineman, like a guard, if he doesn't leave too. Interior O lineman, I mean, I don't know if we're going to attack this spot. Edge rushers, again, nothing really crazy there. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Leon Lowry going to Wisconsin? Ryan Johnson, no, from Akron. Wow. A kid from Akron is a top 15 transfer portal kid. Nice. All right, what about interior D lineman? This is going to be a spot we're really going to go after. Thor Griffith is a name I've heard. Marley Cook. I guess Ohio State's visiting with him soon. Um, don't think there's anybody else. I'm sure more names will come up. Linebackers. This is going to be a fun one. I bet you they're going to be going hard after some linebackers too. There's a kid that committed that is transferring out of Maryland. Him. I guess Buckeye fans really want him. We'll see if we even go after him. It's funny when Buckeye fans be like, "Hey, you should be a Buckeye." I wonder if the Buckeyes are gonna go after him. Find out the Buckeyes aren't even looking at him. It's like, oh, okay, cool, awesome. Uh, and then you got corners. I'm sure they'll be going after this position mostly. Upton Stout, Houston and Tulsa. Jordan Clark to Notre Dame. That seems to be the vibe. Trying to see if there's any. Oh, Smoke Bowie. Smoke from Georgia. 3-star. Cornell. Yeah, not really a whole lot of action right now. I expect some moves to happen tomorrow, though. Guys, officially committing other places when the portal officially opens. We'll see who the first guy to get announced as a legit portal signing will be. Safeties, I don't think we're going to go too hard after safeties. I think we're pretty set there, but you never know. You could add one for depth. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. As far as Ohio State, let's see if they've updated it. Let's see if they updated it. Let's see here. And then after this, I'll talk about the game coming up against Missouri. Not going to talk about it too much because I want to save some for my preview video coming up at the end of the month. So let's get rid of this. I don't think this really matters. See if 247 has anything on Ohio State yet. Okay, they have Victor Cutler in there. Surprised they haven't updated it, but you know how they be over at 247. Yeah. By the way, Colorado already has 5 outgoing transfers. For anyone curious, because you want to know what's going on over there with Prime. Marvin Hand, Caleb Foria, Gerard Christian Lichtenhan, Van Wells, and Anthony Hankerson. A running back, an interior O lineman, a tackle, a linebacker, and a tight end all are leaving. And I'm sure they're going to go hard after kids to bring them in. We'll be doing videos like this all throughout the off season too. Not streams, like I'm talking videos. We're going to, look in when Ohio State gets if they get a really good transfer, I'll make a video on it. You already know how I do it. If you watch the main channel, you know how I do this stuff. All right, so with that being said, so On3 really does not want to cooperate, so I'm not going to sit here all night. Let's talk about the matchup against Missouri. Right, so we're going about a half hour. It's not too bad. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Okay. Now let's talk about this matchup against the Missouri Tigers. So, believe it or not, we're facing off against Missouri in the Cotton Bowl. Should be a good game. I know Missouri had a really good season this year. Had some pretty awesome wins. But unfortunately for them, they got to run into the Buckeyes, and I'm sure the Buckeyes are going to be going into this game trying to end their season on a high note. Because let's be serious here, they did not look good the last time we saw them. I mean, they were sticking up with the Wolverines, but of course made some bad mistakes. They couldn't stop them when it mattered, and yeah. We were once again, for the third year in a row, idle on championship weekend. Now, the fun part is, for anyone who didn't know, next year the Big Ten's going away from divisions. So it'll be just like a lot of the other conferences, like the Big 12, where the top two best teams will be facing off in the championship. Excuse me. Which means you might get a rematch of the game 2 weeks in a row. Imagine that. Does this mean though that if it's for certain, like a rematch is certain in the championship, both teams going kind of simple, vanilla, not really opening up their bag of tricks, knowing that they play a week later again at a neutral site? I think that's actually why some people have said they should move the game up to a different week. No, because then it would take away from a rivalry weekend. Makes no sense. It's been there ever since the rivalry started. Why would they move it now? Stupid. But looking at Missouri here. So, while I wait for the thing to pull up, because ESPN's is running on its own time. Gotta love ESPN. I'm kind of trying to finish this up before 4 a.m., right? Trying to get to bed here soon. So I can wake up and, see if anything happened in the portal. But yeah, Missouri 10-2 this year. Very impressive season. They lost by 10 to LSU at home. And then they lose by 9 to Georgia on the road. And yeah, they've had some close wins. They barely beat Middle Tennessee State, barely beat Kansas State. They escaped against Memphis, had an impressive win over Vanderbilt and Kentucky and South Carolina. They smacked Tennessee. They barely beat Florida. In fact, Florida had them on the ropes. What was it, like a fourth and forever? But they didn't count on Luther Burden, right? Luther Burden happened. Brady Cook just yeets the ball down the field in that one of those, oh, he's down there somewhere moments. Luther Burden, right spot, goes up, gets the ball, first down, drive continues. They get down the field a little bit more, and they set it up for the thick kicker, and he nails the game-winning kick. Either way, Florida, they were like this close to bowl eligibility for the last like 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, and they did not win a game after that. That's tough. That is brutal, man. Brutal. And then, of course, yeah. So they're at home now. They actually fired some coaches, and there's a lot of madness going on in their recruiting as well. You look at their stats, who led the team this year in every category pretty much here. Offensively, they have some weapons. Looking at their depth chart, receivers, Theo Weiss, a senior transfer. Mookie Cooper, former Buckeye. Luther Burden, Marquise Johnson. Good squad. Good squad. Their offensive line's going to have its hands full, though. As long as our defensive line is still intact for the most part, with these guys freaking transferring, and we're probably going to have opt-outs too. We'll see what the D-line looks like. But up front, Javon Foster, Xavier Delgado, Connor Tollison, Cameron Johnson, senior transfer. Right tackle, Armand Membu, They actually, I thought they did. No, that was Iowa. I'm thinking of Iowa. Classic. Tyler Stevens is their number one tight end. Brett Norfleet. Okay, cool. Of course, Brady Cook is the quarterback, and the running back is Cody Schrader, a senior transfer. Kid is a stud. Defensively, Darius Robinson, Raylis George, Jaden Jernigan, Johnny Walker Jr., they're up front. Tyron Hopper, Chuck Hicks, Chris Abrams Drain, cornerbacks. Joseph Charleston, Jalen Carleys, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., and Dalen Carnell. Okay. They're gonna have their corners are gonna have their hands full because yes, we're not gonna have Marv. We're probably not gonna have Julian or Mecca. Maybe even Xavier. I don't know if Xavier is not gonna play. I think Xavier will, but you're still gonna deal with Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, and I'd assume the Rogers duo too. Those four are gonna be playing. Now, if Marvin Harrison really plays in this game, that's what you'd call playing with fire. Because he gets hurt, his draft stock, which was already up here, goes. Ugh. The moment he lands wrong on his ankle or he hurts himself, his draft stock, the moment the trainers come out, poof, his draft stock will hit a little bit. It'll go, it'll just go. But man, if it's a long-term injury, and then if he misses any workouts, I mean, that's always a risk, That's why you see a lot of people, they don't play in these bowl games. Now, I believe Eli Drinkwitz, the coach of Mizzou, already said that. Looks like everybody's going to be playing. They're not going to have any opt-outs. I don't know why you'd opt out of this game, right? You're not like in the top tier. You weren't really. I mean, you have some draft eligible guys, but this is an experience. This is like then rushing, of course, Cody Schrader, 247 of carries, 1,489 yards, straight up. And then defensively, their leader in sacks, believe it or not, 7.5 from Darius Robinson. So yeah, they got a solid unit. Now interceptions. Let's see who led in interceptions and how many kids that actually got interceptions. I know for the Buckeyes, they had like 6 people with 1. They only had 4 people get picks all year, and one of their leader had 4. Chris Abrams Drain had 4 picks. Marcus Clark, Jalen Carleys, and Dalen Carnell had interceptions for the Tigers this year. And Dalen actually took one to the house. Yeah, Dalen Carnell had a pick 6, so that's wonderful for them. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. It's very late. And again, if I hear anything about the portal, which there will be more. Yep, this portal thing is just getting started. And then, of course, on the main channel, I'll be doing all kinds of other stuff. Browns, Guardians, Cavs. You know the drill. But that is going to wrap it up. This is going to be a fun time to be a Buckeye content creator. Love to see it. You really, really do. So, again, if I hear anything about, Buckeye signing anybody in the portal, I'll make a small video on it. I'm not going to go too crazy like this. It'll be like a few minute video. Look at the stats, recruiting and everything. Did the Buckeyes originally look at him, right? And then, we'll talk about other stuff. So, that's going to wrap it up. And, another Monday with no victory stream. That's tough. Oh well. So, on to the Cotton Bowl for the Buckeyes. It's crazy that the next time I'll be doing a Buckeye football preview video will be the last one until God, I don't even know. I'm literally gonna look at our schedule. It's probably like until late August, early September. That's what's crazy about this whole thing. After the 29th, we will not see a Buckeye football game on TV until, God, what, early August, September, or late August, September? Let me look just to be sure. And the next time the Buckeyes will be in action after the 29th, there will be 4 new teams in the Big Ten, and there will be no divisions. And by the way, also a 12-team playoff, too. It'll be fun. And of course, I'll be doing some other bowl games, too. But yeah, the next time, we have Akron next year? Oh my God, we gonna stomp them. August 31st. Wow. So we have Akron, Western Mich, and then a bye week. Wow. And then we have Marshall. That should be fun. And then Sparty, Iowa, and Oregon. My God, that's so weird seeing Oregon on the schedule. In Autzen, too. On October 12th. I'm just happy they don't play any damn Friday games. Our last portion of the schedule, Nebraska at home. Away at Beaver against Penn State, of course. Then we have Purdue at home, at Northwestern, hosting Indiana, and then, of course, the game. And then 2025, just curious. Let's see who we got in 25 non-con. Oh, yeah, Texas, Ohio, and UConn. Oh, my God, brother. Texas, Ohio, and UConn. Oh, man, that's going to be fun. I think that's Southern Miss. I wonder. Oh, I think they might have canceled that one. Hang on, let me look. Ohio State, Southern. They might have canceled that and put Akron. Oh. Doesn't say anything in here about it. Huh. Oh well. Wow. It's weird. It doesn't say Southern Miss anymore. It says Akron, Western Mich, and an off week. Interesting. Oh well. So I guess we have to wait and see why they maybe they wait, who does Southern Miss play? Because I don't even know what freaking conference they're in. I don't even really care. It is what it is. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one, guys. Everyone watching on replay. And yeah, transfer portal season's here. I expect more chaos. And we'll see what the Buckeyes do. See if there's any movement, today being the 4th. And also, Guardians and stuff, which I don't expect much from them. But yeah, I'll see everyone later. Next Buckeye stream will be whenever we need it, like transfer portal or whatever. National Signing Day, I am probably going to do a video or a stream for that. Early signing day coming up, of course. And January 6th, I believe, is the All-American game. Probably going to stream that. But, yep. Off season's almost here again. God, this season flew by. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up. Shout out to everybody, or nobody was in the chat or anything. Everyone's probably sleeping like they should be. But yeah, shout out to anyone watching on the replay. And I will see you all later. Okay? Have a good night, everybody. I'm Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buck and Crazy YouTube channel. Off season's almost here. One more game left, and then another off season. We'll see if any changes are made. That being said, go Buckeyes. I'm Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buck and Crazy YouTube channel. OH, I'm out. Bye-bye.